Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy. And today we're going to unbox a Rogue One 2-pack. This is a Scarif Stormtrooper and Moroff. So let's go set these guys free. Alright everyone, here we are with a Rogue One 2-pack. This is Moroff and a Scarif Stormtrooper from Rogue One. And we're going to unbox these guys today, but real quick, let's take a look at the packaging. And I want to spin this thing around, let you guys take a look at it. And so what you have here is an advertisement for an app for your phone for shooting videos. And then another thing you have here is what they have is some of these bonus accessories, and they're showing you it's a dual projectile launcher. They're showing you how to install it on the figure here. And then you have quick character descriptions of the two figures, and I'll go ahead and read those to you guys. Moroff. Moroff seeks out combat zones to sell his brawn and firepower to anyone who might need it. The mighty Gigoran mercenary figures there's money to be made for a towering heavy gunner. Scarif Stormtrooper Squad Leader. Specialist stormtroopers stationed atop the secret Imperial military headquarters on Scarif. Shore troopers patrol the beaches and bunkers of the planetary facility. Okay, so there you go. Quick character descriptions. So let's get into this thing. I'm kind of dying to get my hands on Moroff here. And he is a big figure. I can already tell you right now the box just feels heavier than your normal 2-pack because he is a pretty big guy. And they used a lot of plastic to make him. So let's get him out of here and check this thing out. Oh, nice. Holy cow, look at that thing. So there is your bonus accessory, this big thing. That's what they were showing you how to assemble and give to the character. And then you have also your standard little accessories here. So for the Stormtrooper, you have just his regular blaster, and then this is Moroff's regular weapon here, and I believe this is what he actually used in the film. And this guy does appear in the film, but it's one of those characters, he's just really kind of like a brief background character, and so didn't have a lot of screen time, but very cool looking character, very cool design. I'm trying to see if why can't I get him out? All right, so he kind of reminds me of a Wampa almost. He's like a mix between a Wampa and a Wookiee. So, but he's a very cool character, very cool design. All right, guys, here we go. Sorry about that. I had to make a few camera corrections here on the video to get the colors more accurate, but here we go. Here is a close look at him. And again, as I was saying earlier, he was a background character in Rogue One. One of the scenes you'll see him is towards the beginning of the movie when Bodhi is turning himself in to Saw Gerrera's guys. You can see him quickly in the background of the group of soldiers walking behind. And you can also see him in when they do the ambush assault on the tank, the Imperial tank on Jeddah in the little city. You can see him towards the end of that scene. You can kind of see him in the background helping some of the rebel troopers get away. But other than that, he was a brief background character. So, but and it's kind of disappointing too as well because he's such a cool design and everything. It would have been really cool to have him have a little bit bigger role in the movie. So, and then plus, I think the backstory on someone like him is really cool because, as it said on the character description there, he's basically a hired gun, is what he is. He's a mercenary that you can hire for your cause. So, all right, so let's take a look at his weapon. And this was the weapon, and again, it's briefly shown. You can actually see him hold this in the film for a brief second. But this is the weapon he used in the film, and you can see it's kind of like a handheld mini gun with multiple barrels. But let's see. Well, before we see how he interacts with it, let's do a quick rundown of his movements. And he's going to be unique in his articulation of movements because of all the hair and everything coming off him. So right away you can see, due to all the hair coming off him, his head movement is very limited. You just have a little side to side. And then I'm already seeing that you might have problems with his shoulder rotation. Yeah, see, you're only going to get, about 3/4 turn out of his arm. And that's just because, again, you're rubbing on the hair that hangs down over his shoulders. So, and then, no wrist articulation. You look at the hand sculpts real quick here, and they look pretty similar. Just, for the size hand he has and the design of his hand, you can see it's just like your open fist type hand sculpt. And then looking at his legs, again, it's going to be a little bit different just because of his size and shape. You can see, you do get a forward motion, and that's it for backwards. That's all you get in the backwards motion. So really no backwards motion. And you can see he's going to stand fine because he's got these huge feet, and they're very wide. So no problem there. All right, so let's see how he handles the weapon he comes with, which would be his screen-used weapon. And it fits in his hand very good. Nice tight grip, but unfortunately there's no way to, I guess you could kind of have him hold it with two hands, but it's going to be more like how he walks with it, not how he can shoot with it. And then just to be thorough, let's see here, does he hold it in both hands? Yeah, okay, so he gets a good grip on both hands. Very cool. All right, then we're going to come back to him in a second. I want to check out the Stormtrooper here, the Scarif Stormtrooper. And one of the reasons we're going to come back to him is because of this giant bonus accessory. But I want to do the quick rundown of the Stormtrooper here. And again, he is one that seems like they do this a lot on the Rogue One packaging. When they have the characters in the box, they actually have their weapons in their hands already, so we can go ahead and look at that off the bat. But here you can see, and that's one of the things I really enjoyed about Rogue One is the introduction to all the new troopers we got, and I think the design of these ones are great. I really liked them, and it's kind of like the hover tank pilots. They looked very similar to that, and the AT drivers, those looked very similar to this, but very cool design. I liked it. I'm glad we're getting new troopers. I'm glad we're getting new characters with all the Disney. So let's run through his movements here. And so you have a head rotation, up and down rotation, and it feels like he's on a ball joint. It just doesn't have a lot of rotation to it. I mean, in an angle-y sense, but there you go. And then, of course, you're going to have shoulder rotation and a little bit stiff there. And then, let's see here. No waist articulation. It looks like he does move at the waist, but he's not. He's glued down. And then you're going to have forward hip movement and not so much backwards. Again, it's the way they sculpted the back of the figure there. You can see it's just the cloth he's got hanging down from his waist. It's just the way they sculpted it. It just hits, so you don't have any backwards movement. But that's fine. And then you can get a look at his gun here. And you can see he holds it just fine, and he's got a fairly good grip on it. It's fairly tight. And let's see here, just to be thorough, let's make sure he can hold it in both hands if you want to do that. And very good. Looks good. He holds it. He's got a good tight grip on it. And just to real quick look again, let's just look at his hand sculpts, and yeah, you can see they're pretty much identical. There isn't a big difference between them. So, alright. Scarif Stormtrooper. And one of the things we're going to check last is, will this guy stand on his own? And yeah, Very good. All right, so the other thing we want to do here is we're going to go back to Moroff. And I want to get this gigantic accessory out here. And it looks like we have some assembly required. Get this thing all put together. And wow, this thing is big. So, okay, and then we have the projectiles, which we're going to have to cut out here. Okay, and there's 2 of them. All right, so we have a backpack. What looks like 2 hand cannons and some sort of what appears to be a shoulder mount. And then the projectiles, which look like missiles to me. Okay. So, let's see how this thing goes together. And already looks like this thing looks like it might have a little chip knocked out on this one, on the button. There's some buttons here on the back. And it looks like that has something to do with ejecting the guns. But let's see if we can get this shoulder thing on here, the shoulder mount. Interesting. I'm trying to see exactly how this thing fits in here. It's kind of... It looks like there's a track on the inside here. If you look, you can see there's like a little track that you're going to want to get the and then there's like a little track on the others on this piece, and it looks like you want to try and get these pieces to snap together, and it's, I gotta be honest with you, it's a little bit difficult. So what I'm thinking here is you want to maybe slide it in from either the top or there we go. Yeah, so you're going to slide it in from the... I got it to go in from the bottom up, and you can see it has a little bit of movement to it. So what you're trying to do, so it looks like you can position it on his back, but you can see the shoulder piece like rotates. But it's in there pretty good. Okay, so then from there, it looks like you want to install the weapon. And so what you have here is a hole, and you can see there's like a little pin, and when you look here you can see there's a little tab where you're going to install that, and then when you push this, there's 2 buttons on the back here that are split down the middle, and when you push that button you can see this, I don't know, you can see there's a little pin that comes out, so I believe that's going to be your firing mechanism. So let's see if we can get this thing put together. Okay, it seems to be on there pretty good. You can see there's like ammo belts and missiles, and none of this stuff comes off or moves. It's all glued on here or molded on here, from what I can tell. But it does look very cool. It looks like something that something from the Predator movies. Okay, so we're gonna put both guns on here, and I think I may have put them on backwards. Yes, I did. Okay. So that one goes on there, and this one goes... Okay, so what they have here, if you look on this one, they have a little, like, looks like some bullets hanging down, and that's to prevent you from putting it together wrong. So it was preventing me because there was, like, lining these bullets up here, and it wasn't going in. And so there you go. That appears... That's it, fully assembled. And let's see, and then you should be able to push these buttons on the back, and that is your firing mechanism. So let's go ahead and try to fire this thing without it on him and see if it works before we get that far. Okay, so I'm going to move him out of the way real quick. So here, this is quite an impressive little accessory. So fire 1. Very cool. And fire 2. All right. Well, it seems to be working just fine. Okay. So let's load it up on him here and see if we can get him on here. And you know what? I'm already seeing you're going to want to at least have one of the guns off to get him on here, I'm thinking. And it doesn't look like this is quite an impressive accessory. It doesn't look like the way they have it that you're actually going to get it in his hands, the actual handles. It doesn't quite line up that good. But it's pretty close. I don't know, maybe you could... Yeah, you're going to be twisting and forcing a little bit, but I think you could get it in there if you... Okay. There is a little bit of flexibility to these handles, so you can kind of twist them and get them in there. But there you go. I guess you can. It does work. Okay. So there he is, fully loaded up with the accessory. Let's go ahead and put the rockets in too. All right. Very impressive. Look at that thing. Jeez. I like it. And as I was saying, you can see tons of ammo on this thing, and he is ready for action. Very cool accessory. It does work. Very nice. Very cool. Okay. Don't quite have this handle all the way in here. His fingers are pushing in. I'm trying to spread them out here a little bit so we can get that handle in there. Alright, he's got a grip on it. It's just not all the way in there like I want to see it, unfortunately. Okay. Just having trouble getting his fingers, the kung fu grip all the way around there. Okay. It looks good. Looks good. Alright, so will it fire when he's holding it? I don't think you're really going to have a problem with that either, because it was just a... Okay, so he is a little bit back heavy. You can see he's kind of wanting to fall backwards when you have that thing on here. It's quite a large accessory, so you're probably going to want to lean him forward a little bit, and he's doing just fine. And then we're going to, again, you're going to want to put these... Here's the fire mechanism on the back, and you can see my buttons are a little chipped, but it doesn't seem to matter. I think it's going to work just fine that way. So, all right, let's see here. Fire one. Come on now. Fire one. All right, very cool. And let's spin them around and check the other side. And fire two. Very good. They work good. And you just push them in and you hear click. Alright. And again, let's check and see, will he stand with this giant thing on his back? No problem. Alright everybody, there they are from the Rogue One 2-pack. This is Moroff and the Scarif Stormtrooper. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the figure reviews. I'm having a great time doing them. And if you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe to the channel. We would love to have your support here. And we're going to keep making these videos and keep uploading them. And I hope you're enjoying them. And again, thanks for watching, everyone. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye.